Welcome to This Explainer. I am so thrilled to have you here today because honestly, we are going to unpack a massive fundamental shift that's happening literally right now in how businesses connect with people. If you're out there relying on traditional search engines to fill your pipeline, well, we really need to talk. Because the search engine your next customer is using to find you, it might not actually be Google anymore. We're talking about the urgent, meteoric rise of AI-driven search and what it absolutely means for the future of your business.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. To help you adapt and really get ahead of the curve, we're going to cover 4 key areas today. 1. The search engine shift. 2. The invisible customer. 3. Earning AI visibility. And 4. Surviving the AI transition.
Starting right off with part 1, the search engine shift. We really need to set the stage by looking at the data and, frankly, the dramatic decline of traditional search methods. The absolutely crucial point here comes down to one single projection from Gartner, 25%. They project that traditional Google search volume is going to drop by 25% by the end of 2026. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. A quarter of traditional search volume, which is basically the lifeblood of most digital marketing strategies, is simply going to vanish over the next 2 years. If you don't adapt, that represents thousands of lost leads and totally missed connections. So, you might be wondering, where exactly is all that traffic going? Well, 900 million. That is the staggering number of weekly active users currently utilizing ChatGPT. The contrast is just wild. While traditional search behavior is bracing for this steep decline, artificial intelligence engines are seeing unprecedented, massive adoption by everyday people who are just looking for immediate answers. And this shift isn't just happening outside of Google. It is happening right inside of it, too. If you think about Google's health-related queries today, 60% of them are now dominated by AI overviews. Only 40% are traditional search results. The AI literally reads, synthesizes, and provides a complete answer directly at the very top of the page. The user gets exactly what they need instantly, which means 0 clicks to actual websites. The traffic literally stops before it ever reaches you. Which brings us to part 2, the invisible customer. Data is super important, obviously. But to really understand this shift, we have to look at the very real people who are actually making these searches. Let's imagine a family seeking senior care. It's a Wednesday evening, a stressed-out daughter is sitting down at her laptop, her mom had a terrible fall last week, and the whole family is just worried sick. She doesn't type some robotic, fragmented keyword into a search bar. No. Instead, she opens ChatGPT and types out a really complex conversational question, something like, what is the difference between assisted living and memory care, and how do I know which one my mom needs? And this brilliantly illustrates the real power of these tools. The AI doesn't just give her this overwhelming list of blue links she has to click through and read herself. It instantly generates a compassionate, completely tailored answer. It provides really clear distinctions between care types and advises her on specific questions she should be asking these facilities. And crucially, this is the big one, it names specific local community options directly in the text. For a stressed-out daughter, this literally feels like magic. It's a complete, trusted recommendation instantly. Which leads us to a massive, undeniable wake-up call for business owners. It's captured perfectly in the source material. If your community is not mentioned in that answer, you do not exist for this family's initial research phase. Think about that. If you aren't in the AI's generated response, you are completely, 100% invisible to a rapidly growing portion of your market, exactly when they need you the most. Okay, so what do we do about it? Part 3, earning AI search visibility. Now that we really understand the stakes here, how do we actually ensure your business is the one the AI recommends? Well, the source material gives us a really clear, actionable playbook to earn this visibility. It comes down to 3 essential pillars: structured content, review authority, and citation consistency. Let's break these down one by one. Pillar number 1 is structured content. This is all about exactly how the information on your website is organized. Think of an AI engine as a massive speed-reading data parser. If your website is just this messy, giant wall of text, the AI is going to struggle to extract the facts. And what happens? It simply moves on to a competitor's site that's easier to read. You have to mirror the complex, human questions your customers are actually asking. If your website speaks in super stiff, boring industry jargon, the AI is going to bypass you. But if you have dedicated FAQ pages that directly ask and answer the exact questions families have using conversational phrasing, you are feeding the AI exactly what it needs to confidently recommend you. It's all about speaking like a human to connect with a human.
Moving right along to the second crucial factor, review authority. AI engines don't just read your website in a vacuum. They kind of act as a digital consensus mechanism. They scan the entire internet to see what other people are saying about you, to gauge your overall credibility, long before they dare recommend you to someone.
When these engines scan your profiles, they are actively looking for three distinct signals to determine if you're actually trustworthy: the volume of reviews, the recency of reviews, and the specificity of language. Now, that last one is absolutely key. A review that just says, "great place," doesn't give the AI any meaningful, actionable data. But a review that says, "the memory care staff took great care of my mom's dietary needs," that gives the AI highly specific keywords and facts it can confidently pass right on to that daughter researching on a Wednesday night. And finally, we reach the third requirement for AI visibility: citation consistency. Now, I know this might sound like a super small, boring administrative detail, but trust me, to an AI engine, it is absolutely critical. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how AI interprets data variations. Think about all your different business profiles floating around the web. If your information is inconsistent, like maybe you spell out street on Yelp, but you abbreviate it to ST on Google, or maybe you have an old phone number on some random local directory, the AI gets super confused. And to an AI, confusion equals risk, so it instantly lowers your trust score. You need a perfect, exact match of your name, address, and phone number across every single listing. Absolute consistency is what proves to the AI that you are a verified, totally legitimate entity. Which brings us to our final section, Part 4, Surviving the AI Transition. Putting these 3 steps into practice today is exactly how you secure your success for tomorrow. Look at how this builds on a timeline. By taking action right now, you build the required visibility to not just survive, but thrive during that 25% drop in traditional search that's coming by the end of 2026. And the businesses that do this successfully, they're going to reap a huge reward in 2027, a drastically reduced dependence on those expensive paid directories, because families won't even be browsing directories anymore. They will be finding you completely organically through direct AI answers. Before we officially wrap up, the source material offers a really highly practical next step that I want to mention. Silvercore.io actually provides a demo where you can test this entire concept out for yourself. You can book a quick call with them to see firsthand if your specific community currently shows up when real families in your market use AI to search for care. And I want to leave you with this final, genuinely provocative thought. Think about your own business right now. Tomorrow evening, when a family in crisis opens ChatGPT and asks for local care options, do you exist? It's a critical question, and how you choose to answer it today is absolutely going to define your growth tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.